Hello, wonderful boys and girls, and welcome to Storytime with Avant-Garde Books. Today, I will be reading Princess Valerie, a story about generosity and service. It was written by Chérie Hardy and illustrated by Suzanne Horwitz. If you have a copy, feel free to read along with me, but if you don't, it's quite okay. Get in a very comfortable place, get relaxed, and listen and watch. Princess Valerie, a story about generosity and service. This book is dedicated to my dear friend, Valerie Renee Moore. May your example of generosity and kindness be duplicated 1,000,000,000 times. C. Chérie Hardy. Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful princess named Valerie. Her parents were King and Queen Dumaka. They were kind people and treated everyone and everything in their kingdom with love. They taught that all people should do to others whatever they want done to themselves. They made a decree that people must demonstrate respect, patience, and kindness to every person in the land, regardless of his or her profession or socioeconomic status in life. Princess Valerie's birth brought so much joy to the loving and generous king and queen. They were very grateful for the 3 wise, valorous, and handsome sons they already had, but they wished they could have a daughter. On a beautiful September day, Princess Valerie was born. Princess Valerie was one of the most beautiful girls in the land. Her mahogany skin, as well as her thick, long, tightly coiled hair, was admired by the old and young. However, Princess Valerie's generosity inspired people the most. The princess's warm personality was infectious. It encouraged people to be kind to others. Princess Valerie did not view herself as better than others simply because she had more. She was humble, and although she was rich, educated, and her parents were royalty, she would often visit the sick and clean their houses. She would cook for the elderly and do errands that they could no longer manage themselves. She would also tutor children and teach them how to read and write. The king and queen were very proud that their daughter was an honorable child, and that she willingly adhered to their teachings on empathy and service to others. As proud parents, they did everything they could to make sure Princess Valerie had what she needed to support the citizens in their kingdom. One day, a messenger arrived at the Dumaka castle with tragic news. He shared that many people were injured, and some had died after a terrible flood in a land far away. After making sure the tired messenger's needs were met, the king and queen immediately created a plan of action to help their brothers and sisters who lived abroad. King and Queen Dumaka decided to send 100 of their strongest men, including their sons, Prince Ramon and Prince Christopher, with food, medicine, and other supplies to help those who had lost so much. They chose their eldest son, Prince Malcolm, to remain with them and continue serving as the leader of their land. When Princess Valerie heard about what her parents were doing, she begged them to allow her to accompany the soldiers. However, her parents explained that the trip was too long and dangerous, especially for someone not trained to endure the harsh conditions of the trip. They commended her for her courage and willingness to sacrifice to help, that they would not risk losing their beloved only daughter. Princess Valerie was heartbroken that she could not assist with the mission. As the men from her kingdom gathered and packed the supplies, the princess looked on saddened that she could not join them. She decided to ask her parents one more time if she could go help those suffering. Mother and Father, I know that you love me dearly, but my divine purpose is greater than your love. I was born to serve others. I will return safely to you. I feel in my heart that I must go on the mission and set this example for our people. You always taught me that life is like a garden. Whatever we plant through our actions will grow in our lives. I want to plant more good seeds for the wonderful kingdom you have already built, Prince Valerie said with tears in her eyes. The king and queen were moved by their daughter's tenacity and desire to risk her life to save others. They reluctantly agreed after getting assurance from their sons, Prince Raymond and Prince Christopher, that they would fearlessly protect their baby sister, Princess Valerie. Prince Raymond and Prince Christopher were noble, brave, and wise. They pledged that they would protect their sister from harm and return her to the kingdom. They loved their sister and would sacrifice their own lives to make sure she was safe. The king and queen blessed the trip and waved goodbye to everyone leaving the kingdom that day. It was hard to let their beloved go, but they would hope someone would do the same for them if they faced a dire situation. The king and queen understood that helping others always involved sacrifice and inconvenience, but it is what must be done to have a kingdom of peace and prosperity. One year later, the king and queen heard trumpets playing in the distance. They rejoiced that the melody which filled the air indicated that everyone from the mission was safely returning home. That night, people joyfully celebrated the success and the blessing of having their beloved home again. There was a grand feast that fed everyone in the kingdom. There was music and singing in gratitude. The celebration ended with colorful fireworks that painted the sky. That night, Princess Valerie seemed more beautiful than ever. Everyone in the kingdom was so proud of her. She had demonstrated uncommon courage and empathy. People were in awe, not only by her bejeweled gown that shimmered in the night, but they were impressed with her pure heart that was crowned with goodness. Princess Valerie's beauty was not just physical. There was an inner glow that emanated outwardly and inspired the people around her. The end. Thank you for watching Princess Valerie, a story about generosity and service. This book was written by Chérie and illustrated by Suzanne Horwitz.